Best word in a film of Julie Andrews in Mary Poppins, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's just wonderful, and I think that's quintessentially English myself. Today I'm diving into some of my favourite words. Now that may sound a bit geeky, but having been an avid reader for all of my life, I've come across some very peculiar English words that I've just taken a liking to. So I'm going to go through them, and I hope that you like them as well. So my very, very favourite word of the English language is cacophony. I don't know what it is about these words, but they just roll off the tongue, and they just make me happy, I guess. Some of these words I had to look up to understand the real meaning of them, but that's just me. I suppose I am a geek. So cacophony, a harsh discordant mixture of sounds, and it's very much in use with a lot of authors because I think it is just an extraordinary word. So the next word is audacious. Now, I don't know what it is, but I love saying that word, audacious. Showing a willingness to take bold risks, daring or fearless. It's just great. I love it. So, number 3, mellifluous. So sweet or musical and pleasant to hear, which I think mellifluous is. Sonorous. Again, it's a great word to say. Imposing, deep and full in sound. Discombobulated. What a great word that is. It means confused and disorientated and thrown into a state of disorder. So I've got my notes because I can't read it. I can't remember everything. And my explanation of a word is probably not going to match a dictionary's. So next one is a fairly new one. I think I only read it fairly recently, probably this year. And I never heard it before, so I did have to go and look this one up. So Velicor, the strange wistfulness of second-hand bookshops. Now, isn't that just so cute and so quaint? Velicor. I'd never heard of it before, but I think it's a great word, and I've added that to my list. Quiescent. It's another great word to say. Quiescent. In a state of period of I will say this right. The strange wistful in a state or period of inactivity or dormancy, quiet and still. Well, I don't think that's me, but well, not unless it's the middle of the night. Yeah. Quintessential. Now this is a brilliant word to say. I think some of the Q words are quite good, but quintessential of the English. In a state of... What is it with me today? Representing the most perfect or typical example of something. Quintessential. So quintessentially English is, I don't know, horse riding, butter. What else do you associate with the English that's quintessential? But yeah, I hope I get this right. Apophasis. It's another new one for me. I hadn't read this one in many books, but I came across this one. I can't remember which book it was actually, but what a great word. Apophasis. Bringing something up by denying that it should be mentioned. It's great. So you bring something up to say don't use that word. Or you bring something up and say don't mention it. It's like don't talk about Julie's plants. Apparently that's apophasis. Susurration. It's a great word, and I think it's used a lot in poems. I think that's where I've seen this word a lot. Not that I read a lot of poetry, but some. Susurration, a soft whispering, murmuring or rustling sound. So susurration, I just love it. I think it's great. And then the next one, it just makes me chuckle every time. Crapulous. Yes, this is where the word crap comes from, because crapulous means suffering from the effects of excessive eating and drinking. So that's why you feel crap, because you've eaten too much. It's brilliant. Petrichor. Sounds like one of their spells, doesn't it? Petrichor. The earthy scent produced when rain falls on dry soil. There is a bothersome fly flying around my living room at the moment. I think it's come in through the kitchen and flown through, and it's now trying to get its way out of the window, but the window's shut because of noise, but it's buzzing around, so I hope you can't hear it. Okay, so where do I get... So, again, hope I get this right. Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy. Great word. Thaumaturgy. The performance of miracles or magic wonder working. So, I guess that belongs to any witch or wizard or... I don't know. What they call those people that... Not a magician, stands up, he does the sleight of hand stuff. Is that a magician? Thaumaturgy. I just thought it was a great word. I remember where I saw this. I think this was in a historical book, actually. I'm sure it was one of the history books that I read. So, another one that sounds similar to other words. Hagrid, or Hagrid, but with an E on the end. Hagrid, I think it is. To be plagued or tormented, especially by nightmares or anxiety. Hagrid. I just think it's great. And finally, I have pellucid, which I think is so great to say. Pellucid. It's clear and easy to understand, transparent in thought or appearance. So you could say, I'm pellucid. I don't know. I think words are like little secret treasures. Each one has a personality of its own. If you're an avid book reader like I am, and I'm sure you've come across lots of weird and wonderful words that you possibly had to go and look up yourself. But if you've got any good ones, I'd love to hear them and be able to add them to my list. I don't know why, but I do like to throw in some of these words into normal conversations to see what somebody's reaction will be. I suppose it's not really fair on some people if it's one of these like susurration, then no one's going to know what that means, I don't think. I mean, it's not commonly used, is it? Or thaumaturgy. Not that anybody's performing any miracles, so I suppose you can't really bring it into any conversations. But so some of these words are just wonderful to say, and some of them are very bizarre, and I don't think we'd ever use them in day-to-day language. And some just sound like they belong in some big, dusty, leather-bound volume that you'll find in a little quaint bookshop somewhere. Oh, I do wish there was a lot more of those type of bookshops, because I'd love to go and rummage through and see what they've got. Thank you for watching. My name's Julie. Let me know if you've got any weird words that just strike a chord with yourself. It will be great to know what triggers you, what floats your boat when it comes to words. Pop them in the comments below and let's have a comparison of my words against yours. And if I don't know what it is, I'm going to go away and look it up, and I'll probably have to go and look the pronunciation up as well, because some of these I really struggled with how it should be pronounced, because we all know that different regions have different ways of pronouncing things, or different countries have different ways of pronouncing things, but I hope I've got mine right. But anyway, I'll stop waffling. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.